Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. The team shuts down operations at the swamp to focus on the money pit. This week on The Curse of Oak Island, the team has started their final preparations for the big dig that's coming their way in the next couple of weeks. And it's all hands on deck as the guys turn 100% of their focus on the money pit. Oak Island is just 2 weeks away from receiving delivery of at least 4 massive 10 feet wide steel caissons. These gigantic pieces of equipment will be drilled into the ground in the money pit area as part of what might be the most extensive excavation ever conducted on the island. And it seems as though the Lagina brothers will be throwing all their eggs into one basket with this dig, as last night they began calling a halt to other operations on the island. This will include ceasing work at the swamp. A few weeks ago, a huge digger, with an 80-foot reach, arrived on the island to much fanfare and great excitement, all in the hope of digging up an ancient ship, which the guys believe lies hidden in the swamp. Since then, Billy Gerhardt and the rest of the team have unearthed a plethora of wood artifacts, many of which have a nautical origin. But unfortunately, they've not found the ship. On last night's episode, Marty Lagina, rather dramatically, informed Billy, Gary Drayton, and a few of the others that they were to wrap up things at the swamp. Gary was both shocked and a little frustrated, but Marty explained that they needed the swamp's fresh water. Oak Island team needs fresh water to sort through money pit debris. Basically, the big dig at the money pit is going to pull up an awful lot of dirt and debris, which the guys will need to sort through and examine for artifacts. They will feed the debris into a wash plant, where it will be cleaned, making examination easier. Unfortunately, they can only use fresh water for this, so they need to take it from the swamp. And they need to stop digging in the marshy land to allow the water level to rise again. The guys are throwing all they can at this dig, so they'll also need as many guys as possible to help out with sorting the debris at the money pit. So shutting down the swamp is also a way to free up valuable human resources. Viewers can expect this to be a temporary measure. The swamp will return. The guys have been full of praise for the swamp over the last year because every time they look there, they find something, from mysterious stone roadways to a ship's wharf and a ship's railings. Marty Lagina believes they've hit a flood tunnel at the money pit. In the meantime, Marty thinks the team has found a flood tunnel at the money pit. In the last couple of weeks, the drill team has twice hit a cavity, and this week they hit a large quantity of water and mere 2 feet away from that cavity. Marty reckons that the cavity is unfortunately not an offset chamber as previously suspected, but a little pocket of air in a flood tunnel. The discovery of eelgrass last week bolsters his theory, as it's known that the grass was used alongside coconut fibers to act as a filter on flood tunnels at Smith's Cove. If they have found a flood tunnel, the guys will need to find a way to block it off. Otherwise, all their work for the big dig could be completely ruined. As the early morning sun broke through the thick veil of mist that hung over Oak Island, the tranquil beauty of the island was at odds with the palpable tension in the air. The team, veterans of countless expeditions and relentless pursuers of a centuries-old mystery, stood gathered near the swamp, their expressions a mix of determination and resignation. The swamp had long been a place of fascination and frustration, its murky waters holding secrets just out of reach, teasing them with every ripple and whisper. But today it was time to make a decision, one that had been looming for weeks. The focus had to shift. The money pit was calling. Rick Lagina, the heart and soul of the operation, stared out at the swamp, his mind racing with memories of the countless hours spent probing its depths. The discoveries they had made, the strange formations, the tantalizing artifacts, had fueled their belief that the swamp was connected to the greater mystery of Oak Island. But progress had been slow, and the swamp seemed to guard its secrets with a ferocity that was unmatched by any other part of the island. Beside Rick, Marty Lagina, his brother and partner in this epic quest, was already looking toward the east, where the money pit lay. The Money Pit, the infamous well of hope and despair, had been the center of attention for treasure hunters for more than 2 centuries. It was the very heart of Oak Island's enigma. While the swamp had provided its share of clues, the Money Pit was where the legend had begun, and where, many believed, the treasure still awaited. "We've given the swamp everything we've got," Marty said, his voice steady but tinged with the weight of the decision they were about to make. "But it's time to regroup and focus on the Money Pit. If there's something to be found, it's going to be there." Rick nodded slowly, his thoughts swirling like the eddies in the swamp water. The swamp had become a symbol of their journey, an area where they had chipped away at the island's defenses, inching closer to the truth, but it had also become a quagmire of sorts, pulling them into its depths with no clear way forward. The Money Pit, on the other hand, was a place where science, history, and legend collided. It was a puzzle that needed solving, and the swamp, for all its allure, would have to wait. The team gathered around, the air thick with anticipation. Gary Drayton, the metal detection expert whose keen eyes had uncovered countless artifacts, seemed torn. The swamp had been his hunting ground, a place where his skills had shone brightest. But even he knew that the allure of the Money Pit was too strong to ignore. "There's something down there, I can feel it," Gary said, nodding toward the Money Pit. "We've got the tech, we've got the brains, and we've got the will. It's time to dig deep, literally and figuratively." Jack Begley, the young and relentless treasure hunter with a passion for uncovering the truth, looked between the swamp and the Money Pit. He had spent years on this island, chasing leads and unraveling mysteries. The swamp had been a worthy adversary, but the Money Pit, that was the final frontier. "I'm in," Jack said, his voice firm. "We've come too far to turn back now. If the treasure's anywhere, it's in the Money Pit." The decision was made. The swamp, with all its secrets, would be put on hold. The team would redirect their resources, their energy, and their focus toward the Money Pit. It was a strategic move, one that would require every ounce of their expertise and determination. The swamp would wait, its mysteries preserved for another day, another chapter in this never-ending saga. As the crew began to dismantle the equipment around the swamp, there was a sense of closure, but also of excitement. The Money Pit was a place where history had been written, where dreams had been both shattered and fulfilled. It was a place where the very ground seemed to pulse with the energy of those who had come before. Treasure hunters, engineers, scholars, and dreamers, all united by the hope of uncovering something extraordinary. The journey to the Money Pit was one that the team had taken many times before, but this time felt different. The stakes were higher, the technology more advanced, and the sense of purpose stronger than ever. The Money Pit was a place of legend, where the earth itself seemed to conspire against those who sought to plunder its depths. It was a place where the island's secrets were said to be hidden, guarded by booby traps, floods, and the weight of centuries. As they approached the site, the team couldn't help but feel the gravity of the moment. The Money Pit had claimed many victims over the years, those who had tried and failed to unlock its mysteries. But the Lagina brothers and their team were undeterred. They were armed with the knowledge of those who had come before, the latest in excavation technology, and a resolve that had only grown stronger with time.